Good morning, everybody. Welcome. My name is Nico, and this is the daily Forex update. So, guys, yesterday in my video, the first video that I did for the year yesterday, I said I'm going to be making videos in the evenings on Forex, my outlook, stuff to look out for, and stuff like that. We had some power issues yesterday, and this was only resolved this morning. This is why this video is only being posted now, and this is also why I haven't done the other video with option trading, the short-term stuff. I'm going to do this after this one, and we're going to get that video out as well. But I have been thinking about this, and I'm going to instead do the Forex videos early in the morning. This is going to be like 2 hours before the UK session even kicks off. So I'm going to look at the what to expect for the day. So we've got the UK and US session still ahead of us, stuff to look out for, and then we can maybe get more trade opportunities if we do it this way around. So yes, that being said, let's have a look at a few assets that I'm keeping an eye on, because my trading year only started yesterday, and I'm only doing 1 hour and 4 hour charts for Forex. I am in no positions at the moment. I might have missed 1 or 2 entries between yesterday and now. It's 12:30 in the morning, so it's way past midday already. And like I said, our power issues in the area has only been resolved now. But let's have a look at the stuff I'm keeping an eye on. First off, let's have a look at gold. Gold on the 1 hour, I am neutral as at this moment. We are currently moving in this cloud, and we have this support resistance area here, and we have this area here. We'll have a look at now on the higher time frame. It will make a lot more sense, as will this line here. But until we break through this area here and get it close, if we break upwards, I'll look for a buy here on the 1 hour, and I'll also look for a sell if we drop. I suspect if we do close below in the next few hours and we break this cloud here, we should be able to target this area here with represented by this line. And like I said, we'll switch to a higher time frame, and these other lines will make sense in a minute. And as also, if we do break upwards, I will target this area here. Doesn't mean I'm going to close my trade if it hits, but by the time it reaches here, my stops will definitely be much higher, because we can always break and make new highs. Okay, so it doesn't mean if we hit, we're going to definitely turn back. Might push through, might not, and we're going to have to wait and see what happens. I don't want to get out of a trade, a potential trade that I've been in for a while already, just because I think it's going to reverse. We never take trades of what we think will happen. We take trades from the data that the price is showing us. Okay, so we gonna wait for this to play out. So at the moment, I am neutral. I'm not going to be taking buys or sells. I'm going to wait and see what happens on in this area first. We need to wait for price to decide whether it's going up and down. 4 hour chart. Now these lines makes a bit more sense. And this is also the reason I suspect we're going to break upwards and not downwards. But again, this is what I think will happen, but I'm not going to be taking entries based off what I think. I'm going to wait for the 1 hour to play out. Until it does, I'm not taking any trades. But we do have a very decent support area here. It was retested. This was a brilliant resistance area. It was tested twice. And if you can see it actually came from this area already. So if it's been a resistance area or a support area that got broken, retested a couple of times, and then got broken again. This is the retrace of that break. We are technically in a bullish trend because price keeps making higher highs, and also we're seeing higher lows. Okay, so that's technically a bullish trend, but Like I said, at this point in time, I'm definitely going to wait to see what happens in this area first. We're not going to take any trades now, but we are bullish on the 4 hour. And I do think it's going to reach this area here, at least, probably push through it. But again, and I cannot stress this enough, I am not going to be taking trades because I think something is going to happen. I'll take my trades when something happens and the market tells me, okay, this is the direction we're going, and then I'll take my entries. Okay, so that's gold. Let's have a look at silver quick. Silver had a very nice buy opportunity here a couple of hours ago. Still very much bullish on the 1 hour, but it's a bit dodgy to get in now. RSI is bullish, has been since this turn here. Since it went into the cloud, we did break upwards and had a retest on this support level here. It was a resistance level, got tapped 3 times and rejected, and then it broke through after on the 4th attempt. Did a retest immediately after it did, and yeah, one could argue that you could go long at the moment, but I'm hesitant in going midway through a move. I don't like taking trades this far into an entry because my entry was here, should have been here at this area. Obviously I missed it because of the power issues we had, so getting in here for me is going to be I don't like doing it because we haven't broken a high yet, first of all. So the high was there on that candle. We haven't broken the high yet. We don't know if it's going to come and retest this area. Whereas if I got in nice and low just after the cloud break, I could have gotten been in profit already and put a stop loss. I could have had my stop loss on break even by now at least, so it would have been a risk-free trade. But getting in here for me is too risky. Oh, that's on the 4 hour. Sorry, I forgot to change back. Let's have a look at what the 1 hour looks like. So here was the 1 hour. We can see this cloud got retested quite a bit. We haven't made a new high yet. We could still come back for the retest. If we do, that will be a brilliant trade opportunity. I will definitely buy if we come back for a retest and it gets rejected. So that means that if we come down and price hits this line here, I'm not going to automatically take a buy. I'm going to wait to see if it pushes through. I'll give it a couple of candles. I'll rather wait 2 or 3 hours before I take an entry than take an entry prematurely and get nailed by it and end up losing money. Okay, so we're not going to rush. We're going to wait. Could come down. If it does, that will definitely be a trade opportunity for me, because this cloud at the moment, if price comes down anywhere it's in this area, we can consider the cloud part of the support area. That's already a very strong support area because it got tapped 3 times already, got broken, retested, the retest failed. So this is a very decent support area. But again, support and resistance gets broken all the time. We cannot assume that it will hold. But if it does come down and gets rejected from here, we could see that happening maybe in the US session or otherwise tomorrow. For all we know, it could go straight up still. Don't know. So we're going to take our time and wait for a decent entry. But that's what silver looks like. Let's have a look at oil quick. Oil for me is a bit tricky. On the 1 hour, there's no major support or resistance areas that I can see in this last price movement. We can see we are at a high. This is definitely not an all-time high, but it's been a while since we've been, I mean, it's been since November since we've been in this area. So it's a little bit difficult to make judgments when you don't have decent support and resistance areas, no channels that I can really see. We might have something on this. What's this looks like? No. Let's put this here and see if there's a line that makes sense somewhere. There is a line that makes a little bit of sense. Now let's see if this makes sense in a channel. We said that. Okay, so oil is actually moving in a channel. I missed this. When I was doing this stuff earlier this morning, we had power for like 15 minutes. I was 20 minutes into making this video, the Forex video, when the power went out again, and it only came back on now. So this year is testing me. I've been eager to trade. I've been on a 3-week break now, and I would love to get going again. Anyway, so we could actually look for trades for buyers here. RSI is going bullish. We're crossing over the 50, the halfway mark, the 50 level mark. If we break out here, I think I might consider taking a buy. If we break this cloud, this could be a good buy. I'm targeting at least this level. If it does, we're going to wait and see. It might come down. We might actually also, if price decides to just push up a little bit and come retest this line, this bottom support line or trend line, we could see some divergence forming, which would be good. If we do get some bullish divergence in this area here, it's definitely a good signal. I will definitely take a buy when that happens. First, we got to wait to see if it does. Let's look at a 4-hour chart quick, on oil as well. Okay, so yes, definitely. We're forming bullish, hidden bullish divergence here. Definitely bullish on oil. Definitely bullish on oil for now. Short term, next day or two, it should head on upwards. We do have bullish divergence, hidden bullish divergence, which is a continuation signal in the, so we go, it will continue in the direction of the current trend, which is bullish. We did tap this, it did reject off here. I'm going to be taking a buy here, definitely. Okay, so I'm buying oil, and see what happens. I'm going to get in roughly around this area here, and we're going to be placing our stops. I'm going to be placing my stop anyway. I'm at the low of this candle. So let's mark that. We're going to take a lot. Let's say we're going to, it's going to be more or less. Okay, so our stop loss is going to be there. And I'm not going to have a take profit for now. So I'm going to push the take profit. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to get some space here. I'm going to just put the take profit like this. I'm going to wait and see what happens here. I suspect by the time price reaches this top trend line, wherever it might hit, we should have an indication if there's divergence, bearish divergence forming, and we should have an idea of where the RSI and stochastic is at that time. So if it does look like it's going to go bearish, I'll close out. If not, I'll let it run a little bit, but I'll definitely move my stops up by then. Okay, so we're going to take, this is a trade that I'm going to be taking, and we'll see how it goes by tomorrow. In tomorrow's video, we'll see what happened. Next up, Euro USD. Let's do 1 hour first. Okay, so we have a resistance area here. We'll go to the bigger time frame again. This area, the reason this is here, will make more sense on the higher time frame, so bear with me. But we had basically two tests. This is very close to this area here. And one could argue that I could have, so the resistance area could be a bit lower. So this, for me, this is a retest. What I want to see now is if we form divergence. Okay, so on the 1 hour, I'm going to wait to see if divergence sets up. If it does, I'm going to take a sell trade, because I think, well, I was just saying we don't take trades because we think. If I do get bearish divergence, I would, at the moment, I would prefer to take sell trades on Euro USD over buy trades. Reason being is we've seen the dollar strengthen quite a bit, and I think we're going to see it strengthen a lot more in the coming weeks. We are 13 days, basically 2 weeks away from the US presidential inauguration, and I think once that happens, we're going to see the dollar strengthen quite a bit. I did say yesterday, it would not surprise me if we hit parity on Euro USD first or second quarter this year. So I am very much bearish on the long term on Euro USD, or very much bullish on the dollar. But we're going to wait and see what happens. Okay, so we do not, like I said, I'm not taking trades because I think something's going to happen. We take entries based on what we see, but at the moment we do have bearish divergence on Euro USD. So I'm going to give this a couple of more hours, see if we do decide to go down. I'm going to wait for the stochastic here to cross downwards. My RSI already formed bearish divergence. My stochastic, if we see any more, if it does come down more, these two levels will be pulled downwards, and I'll probably get bearish divergence on the stochastic as well, but I'm going to wait for that to close. So that's an hour or two away. If it's going to form, if not, it might just push up straight through this. We don't know. We wait and we trade our technicals and we wait to see what happens. 4 hour, again, we're in the cloud here on the 4 hour, and this level should make a bit more sense now that we drew in here. So this looks like a retest for me, and if it fails on the 4 hour and pushes back through the cloud here, I'm definitely gonna short this. Okay, but I'm gonna wait for signals that it's turning. At the moment, I don't have any solid signals that it is going to turn back down, and until that happens, I'm just going to stay out of it. It's as simple as that. Let's go back to 1 hour. I'm looking at USD JPY as well. We are currently running on the 1 hour inside a channel. Let's ignore this green support area for now. This is going to be more valid this is more important on the 4 hour, but we're going to ignore this area for now. On the 1 hour, we are running inside this channel. What this means is we can look for trades if we have a reason to trade on one of these support or resistance areas of the channel. We can trade the channel movement. So if USD JPY, for example, pushes up until this area here, and I get divergence on one of my indicators, I'll sell it. I'll short it. We'll see what happens. We did get a bounce on the cloud, and this is a trade I've been waiting for, and I'm really upset that I missed it. This would have been a nice buy because we bounced off the cloud and we are moving within the channel. So we are probably going to, as it looks now, we're probably going to be testing this channel here, or the upper side of this channel again pretty soon, maybe in the US session as well. Late tonight, in a couple of hours, who knows? But I suspect that's what's going to happen. It's too late for me to get into this trade now, though. I would have liked to get in here when it pushed back, but it is what it is. We also see that RSI is going bullish again as well, and we did have some hidden divergence on the stochastic, hidden bullish divergence on the stochastic as well. It might actually not be too late to get into this, but I'm not gonna risk this trade here at the moment. I'm not gonna risk this. Okay, let's look at the 4 hour quick. All right, 4 hour is still very much bullish in my opinion. I've got a bullish RSI. It has been for quite some time. We did test it here. It did pull through here, but it immediately came back every time. We're still moving way above the cloud. We did dip into it or test it a couple of times. It got rejected each and every time so far. So on the 4 hour outlook, okay, so also this, remember this green channel we talked earlier about? It was tested, came back, it broke, got tested 3 times already, and it failed every time as a support area. Price failed to break it 3 times already. After it broke through, that just kind of tells me that we are USD JPY might be heading, we might see some upwards movement there as well. And we know that if we do see upwards movement here, Euro USD is probably going to see some bearish movement. So this is definitely dollar driven. This is why I will not hesitate to short Euro USD and buy USD JPY at the moment, because this is dollar movement. The dollar is strengthening, and we've been seeing it since November last year, since the elections. People are regaining confidence in the US, and I think they're going to have a brilliant 4 years economic wise. Let's look at GBP USD or cable. Let's go back to short term. Okay, so at the moment here, I am neutral. I'm not seeing trades here. A very nice trade would have been yesterday or Monday. Yeah, yesterday morning, or not morning, yesterday afternoon. This was a beautiful buy opportunity. The retest of the cloud, if you I like sometimes if I see a clear break like this, especially after a long strong move like this and it starts trickling up, if I see a retest like this, I will take a buy and then just like put it somewhere there, you know, put a stop loss in somewhere here, maybe half the cloud distance or something like that, depending on what it looks like. But this was a beautiful buy opportunity. We broke through the cloud. It did a beautiful retest, and we saw that massive spike, and you could have stayed in that and you would have had a good time. But at the moment, we've got bearish divergence on it. So I suspect also these big moves at the moment makes it really hard to find decent support lines or trend lines and stuff like that. So my plan for GBP USD as it stands is that I suspect we're going to come retest this cloud here. And I'll look for buy opportunities when this happens. Depending on how things look, I'll look for buy opportunities here. Might happen today, might only happen tomorrow. We'll see in tomorrow's video what happened with this, but I suspect it might come down to here. But the divergence is super weak. It's only on the RSI, and it's stochastic. My stochastic did not make divergence, so I'm hesitant to take a sell here. We'll see what happens. I'll see what happens if it comes down, when it comes down a bit. But at the moment, for me at least, cable is a bit difficult to read. Here's another reason I would think we'd take a sell, or I would think we're going to drop some more. Signs are there. If it does come down a bit now on the 4 hour, I can look at taking 4 hour, taking sells off the 4 hour, but we do need to clear this cloud first. So it's going to be at least, I would say, 8 hours before I will consider even buying, because we do need this candle or the next candle to close below properly. If not, we'll wait another candle or so, but we do need to see a rejection here. If we don't, we can't trade. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with this rejection here. Okay, but there is a possible trade coming, but again, this is going to be like in 8 or 12 hours, maybe. By then, I'm going to definitely be asleep. But we'll have a look tomorrow morning at what happened. Lastly, we're just going to quickly look at Euro JPY. This might be, it's a bit confusing at the moment. Let's go for, but sorry, let's start with the 1 hour chart. Man, I wish I got this video out earlier. I was thinking there's divergence that's going to form here, bearish divergence. I'm going to give it an hour or two to see what happens, but I think this is going to be a brilliant short or sell trade. But for that to happen, I need price to close more or less where it is now, then push back down, and we need to come back down through this. At the same time, I need bearish divergence to form. Okay, so if I get bearish divergence here on the 1 hour, I'm gonna sell. I'll take a sell trade only once the divergence forms, and it doesn't form inside the channel that we've got here, right? So it does need to form kind of like outside, or close to outside. But if it forms like in here somewhere, it's way too deep. At where it is now, if we get the second, if we get another candle here and it comes down a bit and stuff, if it doesn't go higher than this area here, it's still basically on the trend line. Remember, guys, trend lines aren't fixed. It's always a small area. Or a support and resistance as well. It's never just a single number. It's an area where we're looking at. That's the reason I use, let's just go back to, that's the reason I use channels to draw support and resistance areas, because it's not a specific line. It's always an area. Okay, a lot of people think it's a specific value. It's never ever a specific value. It's always an area. So I don't mind if this closes inside and forms a divergence close to the edge, but it cannot push up much more. If it does push in quite a bit more, we'll have to reevaluate this completely. At the moment, though, I think the divergence is going to form. It looks that way. So if Euro JPY does pull back now, we're going to definitely see divergence. But again, this is going to happen in a couple of hours. Need to wait to see if it does form or not. Not jumping the gun, because as always, it could just as well just keep on bumping upwards. Remember, we're only trading technical. I'm not looking at fundamentals. So for me, everything is on the technical analysis, only using drawing tools and indicators. So I'm going to have to wait for this to form and see how it plays out. Okay, quickly 4 hour. Same thing. We broke through. We had a fairly consistent channel here. It's a bit sloppy, but it is still a channel. One could argue this as well, maybe, but let's leave it like that. So this is basically being retested at the moment. Okay, so it did break the channel and is being retested. So we just have to wait and see if it fails or not. There's another decent area here. We can see from this, it's a very decent support from this. When was this? November, early November. Okay, so from here, we've got a decent support area that originated here already. It's held so far. So I'm definitely waiting to see what it does first. I do need it to turn down. If it does, I'll short it, but at the moment, we're not close. This will probably only happen tomorrow. Unless we see some massive action today, it'll probably only give us a bit more info by tomorrow. So that's also another thing we're going to look at. So like I said, the only trade we're going to be doing is oil. The only one I'm opening now, once I close this video. We're going to be doing oil, and we'll see how that turns out tomorrow. The rest of the stuff we're still waiting on. If I do take any positions, I will mark them like this, but I'll also mark them on the candle that I took them. So we can have a look at it tomorrow. And I will be able to tell you guys, I took it on this candle. This was the reason, what. Okay, but for now, that's the only trades that I do see. Well, that's the only stuff I'm looking at the moment. And like I said, most of these setups still need to play out. I'm not going to rush into this. It's 1 hour charts and 4 hour charts. So I'll likely sit in some of these trades for a couple of days or 2 or 3 weeks and see how they played out. So we're not going to rush into it. So yeah, okay, that's Forex for today. I'll be back tomorrow, and if I spot something else, we'll look at a few different things. But for now, that's it. Hope you guys have a great day. As always, trade smart, trade safe, and I'm going to see you guys later in my usual daily trading video. Until then, cheers.